and a warm welcome to the show. This is Pulse of Culture and I'm Salia Strzemska. Today we're taking a trip back in time to visit Poland's bustling capital in the 1920s and 30s. A new exhibition in Warsaw immerses viewers in the everyday life of its residents in the decades before World War II. The exhibition uses cutting-edge technology to bring together archival photos and film footage. Joanna Kowalkowska, CEO of Artbox Experience, joins me today to discuss this multimedia show. Hello and welcome, delighted to have you with us.
Thank you for having me here.
So let's start from the top. What will the visitors see when they get to the exhibition?
Well, the show Retro Warsaw is absolutely an amazing experience because from the moment you step into a gallery, you are immersed into the show. And the first room is sort of like a traveling back machine. It's a machine where you step and you're just transformed into 100 years ago. So it's a very abstract kaleidoscope, which gives you like this feeling of back to the future and just transforming your life in a second. And when you enter the exhibition itself, it just feels like you step into Warsaw and how it looked like 100 years ago.
Right, because there are multiple rooms that you can visit, right?
The experience is designed to have about 7 or 8 sections, so people can learn about different aspects of the Retro Warsaw and how the life in Warsaw used to look like, because it used to be called the Paris of North, which is absolutely an amazing name. But actually it wasn't all that glamorous. Some parts of Warsaw were really rough. And also the poverty was nothing like we can see now. It's just completely different city. So we also don't want to sugarcoat the image of Warsaw. So we also show how people were queuing to get water, or children which had to queue for food barefoot. So we're not sugarcoating this story and want to be as real as possible, but also to keep it a bit fun. So it's a real immersive show. Just we also have actors who are dressed in old-fashioned style, and they speak in this dialect that people in Warsaw used to speak 100 years ago. So it's a really entertaining experience. I don't think we can even talk about it as an exhibition because we have actors, so it's a bit like a theater. We even have a room which is purely dedicated to cinema, and we spend enormous amount of time where we just digitalized old footage and trailers with Polish icons, so you can step into a cinema and just watch the movies like 100 years ago.
But this is not the first time that Retro Warsaw is, let's say, on display, right? I mean, it is a remake, if I'm not mistaken. So what has changed and why are you featuring it again?
Well, Retro Warsaw was the first exhibition that my company produced when we were opening Artbox Experience. And since then, for the past 3 years, we already featured 8 exhibitions, and they've been enormously popular. But somehow Retro Warsaw is beloved exhibition by tourists and also people from Warsaw. So we try to bring it back every summer. But we changed it enormously. This time we're using live actors who will just entertain guests. We have dancers, and we recreated the main immersive room, so you can literally sit in this very exclusive club called Adria. Where people used to entertain themselves. It was actually located nearby, like 5 minutes walking from your TV studio, and it was very well known because of the rotating table. People were actually dancing on the floor. It was like this table, but it was rotating, so it was super fun for people back in the days to just enjoy themselves. And we also recreated that, so you can literally order a drink, have a coffee. We found some recipes that are based from 100 years ago, so you can literally enjoy the drinks that were served and just immerse yourself into this experience.
Well, it does sound amazing, but there's also a section devoted to fashion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we have a section which is showing the catalogs of old designs, and we found newspapers from 100 years ago. It was called bluszcz, which in a simple translation means ivy. But yeah, back in the days, people used to make a lot of clothes, and ladies were really creative. Stockings were pretty much impossible to find, so ladies would go into extreme lengths to just design makeup and clothing. But yeah, definitely the years between 20s and 30s, it was when people were trying to enjoy themselves between two very rough wars. So it was definitely a feeling of like living in the moment.
You had to conduct a lot of research in order to be able to put this together, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about how did that look like?
Yes, the process itself was just amazing because first of all we approached the National Archives and we were searching for materials, and even the database was not digitalized, so we literally would enter a room which looked like from Harry Potter movie, and we would collect little notes, and then based on those notes we would go into a basement where all the tapes are being stored in these metal boxes because they're extremely flammable, so they have to be really kept in a perfect conditions, not to destroy the entire building because they're extremely flammable. And later we had to digitalize all the tapes. So it's a very long process before we were even able to just upscale it and use all the digital tricks that we did.
That's where the technology comes in. So what is the technology behind it all?
Well, the technology is basically taking black and white footage and photographs and later upscaling it to the 4K, which is the quality that we're used to nowadays. And later we used also AI to fill the missing frames because the frame ratio was also much slower than we have now. So with the artificial intelligence, we were basically able to fill in the frames to have a really smooth footage, or for example, even to give a life to the still images, and obviously coloring the pictures itself. It was a lot of work, but it was extremely fun, and we digitalized over 60 minutes of footage and over 200 of photographs.
So if one were to visit, how much time would need to be devoted to this endeavor, to see everything and to sort of enjoy it?
I think 1 hour is enough, but also because you can enjoy a coffee and stay for a cocktail, I would recommend 1.5 hours. And also if you're eager to learn more, then we organize a special tours every weekend. So every Sunday, people are able to enjoy a touring guides, which I strongly recommend if you want to learn as much as one wants about the show.
Right, and what kind of audiences are visiting this exhibition? Are these young people, or perhaps elderly people, foreigners, or Polish people? If you can give us a little bit.
It is a really large mix of people, but it's the most cute one, which I absolutely adore, is when children are bringing grandpas and just grandmothers and grandparents, and they have this sweet exchange of memories because some of the grandparents have their own stories of Warsaw. So it's really cute to just observe how people are just creating this family bonds in our space, and they have like a topic to speak about and exchange ideas. So it's really sweet when we have families.
It connects generations, right? So what kind of feedback do you receive? Do you know what people are saying?
Well, people are definitely in shock how engaging it is, because first, when you hear it's an exhibition, you sort of just imagine you will see the footage. But once you're surrounded by 360 degrees, large screens, and you really hear the music, and we also have a special soundtrack recorded by a Polish artist, Jan Emil Młynarski, who specializes in a retro sound of how Polish language used to sound in Warsaw, and he has enormous knowledge about this dialect. So all of this was recorded, and you can basically have a walk in a Warsaw and hear how it sounded, which is just insane, and then you're being stopped by actors who are entertaining you, which is it's not the exhibition any longer. It's a real experience of just like having a walk around Warsaw, how it was 100 years ago.
Absolutely. So we've discussed the scale of this endeavor, but what about the time frame? I mean, how long did it take you to put this together?
It took us more than 1.5 years when we started. Obviously, the remake, as you mentioned, it was much quicker, just a couple of months. But then we started training the actors, so we also had to write scripts for them and have rehearsals, and we started searching for recipes for coffees and cocktails to serve in what people used to enjoy in this either splendid cinema. They did not eat popcorns, I must disappoint you, and just enjoy Adria.
And what is your opinion of Warsaw in the 1920s? Would you want to live then or rather not?
I would love to go there for one weekend, and then I would love to be back in the present times. I think it had this amazing texture, which I think it's really hard to combine now. And it's just, it's a feeling you can notice in like, just how naturally this city was evolving with all the neons and hand-painted posters and everything. It's just something that is definitely lost. So just to watch it even like for a short moment, it's definitely something interesting.
It sounds fascinating. So what about your future plans? Are you working on another exhibition?
So the technology of Artbox allows us to run a couple of shows simultaneously, and except Retro Warsaw, which we present on Sunday, Mondays and Tuesdays, we also have Alphonse Mucha, the magic of Art Deco, which is an exhibition produced with Grand Palais Immersive from Paris and also the Mucha Foundation from Prague. And this show is available on the remaining days, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And this is a completely different show. It's a focus on the magic of art, Art Nouveau, and it's just very beautiful posters of Alphonse Mucha. And for this exhibition, we also have a very entertaining program, which is more focused on well-being, and just you can enjoy either yoga classes or also the workshops with perfumes. And we're also installing the real flowers on this exhibition, so you can smell Art Nouveau, because the artist was also a big fan of designing fragrances. So this is also an amazing exhibition, completely different.
Are you working on a project related to Chopin, right? I mean, from what I gathered.
For autumn, we're designing and producing an absolutely amazing exhibition, which will be a romantic Chopin. We have an exclusive partnership with National Institute of Friedrich Chopin, and just this autumn it will be all about Chopin in Poland. There is an international competition of Friedrich Chopin, so hundreds of people will be competing to be announced the next Friedrich Chopin. And with this partnership, we'll tell a story of Chopin, and we'll try to just change his image a bit, because many people recognizes him about obviously a music genius, but also someone who was extremely ill and battling for his health. And I think that not many people give him a credit of just how romantic and human-like he was. He had to have an amazing soul and just huge passion for people to be able to create something so unique as his music.
Right, just
so this will be really something else, because also just to transform an artist who's a musician and not a painter is it's a difficult task, because you have to find a way to visualize his music, and we found a way which we absolutely adore, and we create watercolors, and then we take pictures of them frame by frame. So it's actually this watercoloring technique that shows you the life of Friedrich Chopin from Żelazowa Wola. Then he moved to Warsaw and died in Paris, but it's been an amazing journey.
I mean, it sounds amazing, so I hope that we'll be able to cover it. Joanna Kowalkowska, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for watching Pulse of Culture. Please stay tuned for more here on TVP World.